Hey there, welcome to Tim Talks Cooking. I'm Tim, and today I'm making keto stuffed pork chops. I think you're going to like this recipe. It's super easy, and it's made with simple ingredients that you probably already have on hand. In this case, I found this lovely pork loin in my freezer. I thawed it out, and today I'm going to show you how to make something with it other than to just toss it into your slow cooker and let it kind of go with some stock and some other stuff. I'm also going to furnish the macros at the end of the video, so stick with us and let's get started. There are so many ways we could stuff these pork chops. I'm just going to use a couple of things that I have on hand that I think will be delicious together here. It starts off with 4 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. Now, this is Vermont white cheddar cheese, but you can use whatever kind of cheese you have on hand. You could use yellow cheddar, you could use Swiss cheese. Pepper jack cheese would be very interesting here, I would think. Use your imagination. I'm also going to use an 8-ounce package, that's 225 grams, of cream cheese. This is softened at room temperature. That'll just make it easier to blend together later on. And if you have it cold, you just use a little more elbow grease. We're going to flavor this with a half a teaspoon of onion powder. You could add in some chopped onion if you don't have this. And a half a teaspoon of garlic powder as well. Use a clove of garlic that you've chopped finely if you don't have this. Next, I'm going to add in 2 ounces of cooked diced bacon. In it goes. And 4 ounces of chopped broccoli. Here I've got flowerets and the stems that I've peeled and diced into a small dice. And then we're just going to blend them together. And here's what it looks like when everything is nicely incorporated. When that's done, set this aside and we'll prepare the pork. Now here's my pork loin. This is 4 pounds. That's 1.8 kilos of pork loin. So really a pretty nice cut of meat here. And I'm going to make 8 portions of it. It's very easy to do that. First, I'm just going to cut it in half. And then each half in half again. And then each of those pieces into 2 pieces, just like this. And here we have them. I'm going to take one of the chops right here. It's kind of really nice, right? And I'm going to cut a pocket into it using a very sharp knife. I'm going to keep my hand flat on top of it to guide the knife and to feel where it goes in there. And again, I'm creating a pocket so we can put as much stuffing as possible in there. Make sure you make the opening big enough as well. And now I'm just going to check it with my finger quickly. I think I could probably get a little bigger pocket in there. There we go. There we go. Check it again. Oh yeah, that's definitely ready for stuffing. And on to the next. Now here, I'm just going to clean them off a little bit with some paper towel. And next, I'm going to prepare them to brown them in the skillet. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 190 Celsius. And you're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil or some other kind of oil that you prefer. I'm just going to brush the tops of the pork loin chops, just like this. There we go. And I'm going to season them actually fairly aggressively with salt, first of all. And then, as you might expect, with freshly ground black pepper. I'm going to do that to the other side as well. Now, one thing you can do to help keep the stuffing in while these cook is to use a couple of toothpicks, just like this. I'm going to stick them in an X shape, and that'll help a little bit keep the stuffing in. I have 2 skillets here that are heating up over fairly high heat. We want to get them nice and hot to brown our chops up fairly quickly. That should be about right there. And now I'm going to add in the first one. I'm going to put 4 chops in each skillet. We don't want to crowd them too much. What we want to do here is get a nice brown crust on each side. And that's going to take 2 to 3 minutes per side. Here we are after about 3 minutes. I'm going to just turn these over. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And there's the second one. Once your chops are browned on both sides like these, remove them to a wire rack that's on a baking sheet covered with foil. You could also do this in the skillet. I just can't fit both skillets in my oven. And there we go. These are ready to go into our oven now for 30-35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. You just kind of have to check them. And here they are straight out of the oven, and they look great. I'm going to let them rest for about 5 minutes. And I'm also going to cover them with a sheet of aluminum foil while they rest. Now here, this is after 5 minutes. I'm going to make sure I take out the toothpicks before I serve this. You do the same. That can be a nasty surprise. But here I just want to cut this in half to show you how the stuffing looks inside of it and how beautifully cooked the chop is. Check this out. And there you have it. Well, the moment of truth has arrived. Let's give this a taste. I think it smells fantastic, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. Get a little bit of everything here. That is so delicious. Let me tell you what. The pork is perfectly cooked. It's tender, it's juicy, and it's just very well seasoned, just delicious. That inside, if you like broccoli, you're going to love this. It's got all that cheese and just that little flavor of garlic and onion in the background. Really very, very nice. I think you're going to love this. Let's talk macros for the whole recipe. That is all 8 portions here. Comes down to 4,150.5 calories, 27.2 grams of net carbs, 27.2 grams of net carbs, 516.7 grams of protein, and 215 grams of fat per portion, and that's 1/8 of this recipe. Comes down to 518.8 calories, 3.4 grams of net carbs, not bad, right? 64.6 grams of protein, a little high, but you can work around it. 27 grams of fat. Before you go, don't forget to like the video, to comment on it right here on YouTube, to share it on Facebook and elsewhere in social media, as well as to especially subscribe to my channel. Helps my channel grow and helps you find my videos, especially if you click on that notification bell. Thanks so much for joining us here today at Tim Talk Cooking, huh? We'll catch you next time.